guys, this is Dustin at Team1000X coming at you again with another video where we talk about the wild world of internet money. So I was going to do tonight's 10K challenge, however, I just recorded it and my sound wasn't working. So I already did the loan, went through the whole thing, just the sound is gone and there's no going back. So instead, we're just going to sit and talk about a couple crypto things, and I'll tell you kind of what's on my mind currently about the crypto space and just some things going on there. So we are about 9 days away. Yeah, 9 days away from SEGWIT2X, the snapshot to hit. As you probably know, if you've been watching my videos and other videos around the subject, SEGWIT2X is a hard fork that is occurring where Bitcoin's core code is going to fork. And what that means is that it's no longer compatible with the previous base code, and that it is a new section of code that is going to have its own coin drafted, and it's going to carry on, and potentially, if the market decides to use it, will become, quote, new Bitcoin. The reason that they do this is because there's a feature set that does not exist in the core code today, and so it's like, hey, we want new features. Well, some people have opinions about those features, you know, kind of like the core code guys, and they're saying, no, it was built this way for a reason. Let's don't disrupt the original spec. And so some of these other guys are like, no, we need to disrupt the spec because people can't transact fast or whatever the issue is. So typically forks don't matter that much unless there is a community like backing to make the sides polarized, and then it becomes a problem. So SEGWIT2X is one of those polarizing things where people you know, are wanting certain feature sets that are going to come out of it, and so they're backing it versus core, and core is saying no, you know, vice versa. So this whole situation is going down in 9 days on the 16th, and it's going to be the snapshot. So it's not like this is gonna just happen. It's a snapshot that means that you need to have your Bitcoin in the system in a private wallet when that occurs, and the snapshot will take place. And if so, then you'll be eligible for the SEGWIT2X coin that maps the original set of the amount of coin that you have in your Bitcoin wallet. So if you've got 2 Bitcoin, you'll get 2 SEGWIT2X coin. That's the way that hard forks work. That's the way that it worked for Bitcoin Gold and also Bitcoin Cash. So this is coming. You know, you can read some articles. People have some opinions on FUD regarding it. There's a concern that SEGWIT is going to have an attack on the core code ability to transact, and therefore like make it unusable, and so people are by default forced to use this other coin. There's all these things that, like these tactics, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But you know, at the best, things go on as normal. At the worst, it could completely destroy the system. So there's all these theories about like kind of what will happen, but just stay tuned. There will be some market fluctuation, definitely, especially beforehand. If you want to buy some alts, that'd be a good time. The market's already kind of dipped a little bit today, but it's already on its way back up. I thought that it was going to hit 7,500 today, but it did not. It actually hit around 73, then went down again. But I think it's going to get before the 16th. I think we'll see it hit at 8,000 at least one time. Maybe even a little bit more than that, but to be determined. So that's interesting. You know, people just going into SEGWIT2X just a little bit more. You know, there's some thoughts behind it about who's promoting it and why it's being promoted, and that it's like a co-opting of Bitcoin. And who's to say? I mean, like, yeah, it looks pretty sketchy. If you've been in Bitcoin from the beginning and you kind of know the history, and you see these players and kind of what they've been involved in and who's backing them. So it's like they are all rich, but then like there are people behind them, they're even richer, kind of like trying to push their agenda onto this group of people that are behind SEGWIT2X. So it looks a little bit sketchy, but you know, to be determined. I'm a firm believer in letting the market decide. And yes, sometimes you get like the wisdom of the crowd, and you get the stupidity of the crowd. So hopefully we don't destroy ourselves and, you know, take away this this thing that we've built. But you know, that's the marketplace, and I think that in the end, ideas will always have a way to generate themselves. I'm a believer in prosperity and freedom, and when those things are pushed back or not allowed to exist, they always find a way back at some point. So yeah, I mean, maybe we're shooting ourselves in the foot if we adopt this and we kind of go back in time just a little bit. But in the end, those innate things in the human soul they'll always want to exist. When, you know, we have a system of currency that is you know, creating disparity or division between certain classes or whatever, and it just becomes difficult to even exist in this type of atmosphere, people are going to look for new mechanisms because they're just tired of the fact that when they go to work for $1 and, you know, it's supposed to be worth something, that they can't go and put it under their mattress and have it be the same dollar with the same buying power in 5 years. It should be vesting value because of scarcity and other things that are, you know, healthy for a currency, but instead, because of inflationary policies and stuff, that money is being devalued. So people are kind of just getting sick of that, and so it's the same kind of headwind that brought in some of the more I'm fed up type political atmosphere that we have today. It happened with currency, and it's been going on for several years now. And so, you know, it would be a shame that if we were to shoot ourselves in the foot there, but I digress. So anyway, those are just my thoughts about SEGWIT2X and the whole hard fork, and hopefully as we have more of these hard forks, they're way less dramatic. I've not seen as many Twitter fights in the Bitcoin space as I have with this whole thing. So I don't know, maybe as it continues to become more mainstream, like this is just the beginning of, you know, kind of just your Bitcoin brats fighting and getting all tantrumy, but, you know, to be determined. Anyway, so those are just my thoughts on SEGWIT2X. If you liked this video, if you thought it was insightful, hit the like button, subscribe, share with your friends. In this description box below, there is some links. These are ways that we support our channel with the platforms that we use here for investments. If these are things that you're interested in, and if you've seen some of my other videos and you're like, hey, I want to get in on that, go ahead and sign up under my referral link, and I'll be more than happy. Just send me an email, and I'll be more than happy to walk you through some of these things and kind of tell you what I know and hear your story about kind of where you're at, and together we can, you know, grow and learn together. All right, guys, this is it, and thanks for listening. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.